taste and the butterflies are in your belly? Well, if not, let's see whether we can make the most of other side attractions, like the things in the news that you hear on the air. And you wonder whether you can find it entertaining, informative, triggering, politically engaging, or politically requiring your involvement or at least your reaction. Today, I think this one is, well, you can understand the political import, but this requires your reaction. First, we're going to talk about what's in the news. Wike. Wike is in the news. Wike, he's not even a content creator, but he's constantly, giving us stuff to talk about. Okay, this time around, over the weekend, I was surprised, but I wasn't in utter disbelief because I thought maybe there's a possibility here. We'll talk about Wike and the allegation, even though his assistant has come to the media to say that it's a lie. He didn't allocate to his son 2,000 plus hectares of land. Lagos, get in here. Come in, step into what we are dealing with as far as the news is reporting it. The FCT minister on Monday is also now, he has been accused of taking away land from a said university. It's all right. Let's just go back. Let's go first to the initial allegation of allocating property to his son. All right, let's start from there. The minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, has denied claims circulating online that he allocated about 2,000 hectares of land in Maitama and Asokoro district to one of his sons. Now, there is a little bit of argument as to the location of the property, but the figure is holding that this is over 2,000 hectares of land. Okay, and whether it's in the highbrow area or in the hinterlands, I think really what we should just hold as a functional story or a functional aspect of the story is allocation of 2,000 hectares of land. Well, it said that two of the they said Asokoro and Maitama, two of Abuja's most exclusive districts, are where these properties are located. The publication cited a right of occupancy allegedly issued to the name JOAQ Farms and Estate Limited, which is linked to the Wike family. The report insinuated that the land, officially meant for agricultural purposes, was being used as a front for personal gains. Reacting to the report, the senior special assistant to the Minister on Public Communications and Social Media, his name is Larry Olayinka, described the publication as another falsehood from the vault of those whose main job is to malign the FCT minister. In a press statement on Thursday, Olayinka said not even a single plot of land has been allotted to any of the minister's children. He dismissed the allegations as the handiwork of quack journalists who lack basic training in journalism, questioning the logic behind the story. It's interesting that whoever came up with this story did also attach to his story a form of proof, a certificate, a right of occupancy, which pretty much is the documentation had the name JOAQ Farms and Estate Limited, and this is said to be linked to the Wike family. So a few days later, I think probably about a day later, the news reported that the president insisted that it needed to be investigated. In fact, this is how the People's Gazette reports it. The president has ordered an investigation into the apparent corruption and abuse of office by the Abuja minister. This is a report by the People's Gazette. State House sources said the president issued the directive on Thursday night, although details were not yet finalized until Friday afternoon. The president agreed that the minister's activities, as reported in the media, was suspicious and ordered a probe to determine if he had illegally enriched himself. To be honest with you, I can't tell you that I'm one of the many people waiting for feedback I'm not sure whether I should be waiting. In a sense, I think I should wait because whatever the investigation reveals, I must at least bring back some feedback to you. But you need to hold on to this. You need to just hold on to this. So we're all here waiting for the president to investigate Wike, and maybe you pretty much are ahead of the game. All over social media are opinions of people insisting that they don't even expect the president to find what he is supposed to find. They are assuming, or at least alleging, that even if Wike is guilty, that they doubt the president would be capable of finding the truth and then doing something about it. But maybe we're prejudging the president, maybe we're judging wrongly. Maybe this is a situation where we have to wait for the findings to emerge and then pick up the conversation from there. Okay. Now, the reason I'm highlighting this is also because in the news is another report. Wike is also accused. It's alleged that he is land grabbing and he has reduced University of Abuja land to 4 hectares. So here, let's go to the Vanguard real quick. Oh dear, I know. I just really want to bring it all in your face. Then you can pick it up wherever I live off. Abuja. This is, according to the Vanguard, the Federal Capital Territory Minister has accused the University of Abuja of land grabbing and scaling down the university's site from over 11,000 hectares to 4,000 hectares. Wike made the announcement on Monday in Abuja when the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, commissioned the access road to the permanent sites of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Academy and other roads in the Giri district on behalf of the president. All right, initially sitting on 1,800 hectares, the University of Abuja was Nigeria's 3rd largest university by land mass, coming after Obafemi Awolowo University with 13,000 hectares and the University of Ilorin with 15,000 hectares. It's now 8 on the table, coming after Federal University of Technology Owerri Futo, which sits on 4,000 plus hectares of land. Now, speaking at the event, Wike said, what we have done now is, having created this access road, we have told the executive secretary of FCDA and other relevant agencies to start working out details of how we're going to do the roads within the district so that we are sure that maybe in the next 1 year it will be a different thing. This district, according to him, like the executive secretary said, we're going to have most institutions like the university, the EFCC Academy and other institutions that are supposed to be there. This road has helped us to stop the land grabbing by the university. The university on their own grabbed 11,000 hectares. I said that will not happen. No document, nothing. You see them fencing everywhere, and before you knew it, they would have gone to sell our land. Let's end the quotes there. So let's assume that the governor is doing the Lord's work. Well, but then now remember that we're also waiting for the president and his investigative team to come up with what they find as far as this whole land grabbing thing goes. Okay, but now, while there is so much on land grabbing in Abuja, I want to go off on a break. When I come back, do you know that Abuja students have been out of class for months now because their teachers have not been paid minimum wage? We'll be right back. The sunny side. Don't go anywhere.
If news is your quest or just your request,
yeah.
Well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow.
Is the sunny side.
They better know it.
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
What's that station again? No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So like here we talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
You are listening to Open Thought on The Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, The Sunny Side. You wonder what people do with power? Yes, hold on. Today is Nigeria, but our view is Abuja. Let's look at what's happening here. Members of the Joint Union Action Committee of the Federal Capital Territory this Monday gathered at the gate leading to the office of the FCT some week to protest the non-payment of salaries to staff, the prolonged primary school teachers strike, and the payment of wage awards to health workers. This comes as a civil rights group, the Assembly of Indigenous Youths of Abuja, filed a lawsuit against the FCTA and the 6 area councils, accusing them of violating the fundamental rights of primary school pupils and healthcare users in the territory. The ongoing teachers and health workers strike in the FCT has extended more than... I'm waiting for you to think. It's been on for 90 days. Well, it was earlier reported that the president of the JAC of the FCT had issued a statement on Thursday last week, mobilizing affiliated unions to join a 3-day protest from Monday. The protest was to kick against the blatant refusal of the FCT to address salient issues affecting staff. The teachers and area council workers have been on strike since March 2024 over non-implementation of the 70,000 naira minimum wage, non-payment of the 25-month minimum wage arrears, 40% peculiar allowance, implementation of 25 to 35% salary increment, non-payment of 35,000 naira wage award, amongst others. The workers also faulted the administration over the failure to pay overhead costs, discrepancies in salary payments, and stagnating promotions since 2023. This is a minister of the Federal Capital Territory. This is a minister within the Nigerian state. And sometimes you hear these things and you're not even sure what reaction is necessary. You are hoping that those in charge are going to hold to account those whom they should hold accountable in order for things like this to not be ongoing. Imagine teachers and the area council workers being on strike since March of 2024. So I would say if you look at that calculation on and off, Nigerian students in Abuja have pretty much either not been in class or have had a very unstable in and out of class sessions throughout the last slightly over 1 year over the non-implementation of a 70,000 naira minimum wage and other issues. Welcome to Nigeria Info. The problems never really go away now, do they? Let's talk. Zero. Oh, Kemi is here. Are you awake, my dear?
Yes.
Good. She's going to give us the numbers.
Okay, so the main line is 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993. The female line is 0201-465-7190, 0201-465-7190. And the WhatsApp number is 009 597 5805, 009 597 5805.
Yesterday, we asked ourselves, do we have a democracy? Well, many of you did not quite agree with the democracy definition that is being seen or observed within the Nigerian sphere. But what's even more important is what we have when we look at the men whom we have in power. When we look at the kind of problems that we have within the Nigerian country, one wonders, why do we have these kinds of issues and who holds who accountable? So we're going to assume that the presidency can hold Wike accountable. So we're waiting for the results of the investigation. But between now and then, I want to get your reaction to this story that I've shared. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Can you hear me? Sorry, I lost you. Make it back. Nigeria Info, how are you?
Yeah, Joyce, good afternoon.
Yeah.
This is Chris. Good evening.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Joyce, you know they say dog, not they eat dog. But this time around, I think it will happen. I'm familiar with Metama and Asukoro. That volume of land, I don't think it's possible to get such volume. But say allocate something to the son or his family. It will not be new thing now. Wike is not the first person to do that. Then for the university side or whatever, for that one, okay. But for Metama and Asukoro, 2,000, I don't think so. But I know he will get something for his family. Then for the people that, the schools, 3 months, Joyce, 3 months in Abuja, federal capital. What are those guys, what have they been waiting for? 70,000. You will hear somebody will call praising the man. Oh, he's doing well. The president has spoke well. All of them are pretending as if all is well. Why are they going on strike now? If not for VDM, that go to that school with some students and protest. But Wike is dancing Kokoma all over the place. Instead of you to concentrate in Abuja, you are dealing with Fumara and Port Harcourt. No wonder they shower praises on the president. He name everything about the president. You build bus stop, you name it after president. You build Lou, you name it after the president. Like I said,
what do you think about this investigation? What do you think about the investigation right now? That
no, that investigation, that is what I call Bubuyaya. The only good thing is that we're in the knowing now. Make it all we are harder. Nothing will come out of it. Wike is not the first person. All of them are in the same boat now. So you got my point, Joy. So, like I always say, we all are in for it. Wike, that's in Kokom dance. I go, you hear Mother Joy will say, when the community cook for you, when you cook, they will finish it. But when they cook for you, that in Kokom dance, I will see how it will end up. Thank you very much, Joy. Thank you for.
All right, we're going to quickly go off on a break. And I also, we're going to go off on a break in about a few seconds when we come back. Do you remember that last year, 2024, the news had it that the FCT minister threatened to revoke lands allotted to Buhari or Buhari's children, Gbajabia Miller, Abbas, Saraki, and others in Abuja? You remember that? Good. So let's talk about this thing where people get in power and allot resources to themselves. Well, now it looks as though we're hearing that Wike is trying to retrieve what has been allotted. But in the same breath, he's been accused of allotting property to his children. Dramatic. We'll be right back. The Sunny Side.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Success is like a big mansion. You only see the magnificent edifice, not the strong foundation that holds it. Likewise, in the world of e-payments, you only see transactions done and funds remitted. But who pioneered these financial technology solutions? Well, you knew it as Value Card, now Unified Payments, Nigeria's premier financial technology service provider. Yes, it starts here. Find out more at www.up-ng.com.
Unified Payments. Unifying businesses for people.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
What's that station again?
Oh yeah, Kemo, come back. Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So now here we dey talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one. You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Okay, so I want to quickly just rejig your memory as to what was reported in the news last year. The FCT minister, the Federal Capital Territory Administration, threatened to revoke the certificates of occupancies of the plots of lands belonging to some prominent Nigerians and corporate organizations if they failed to settle the outstanding payments for the certificates within 2 weeks. The FCTA issued a threat in a notice to 3,200 plus allottees of the lands allotted or allocated in the Maitama district of Abuja. I want to quickly thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Someone says he loves Nigeria Info. So let's talk about this whole Wike's attitude. Some people think that Wike is working for the larger good of society. Others think that he's a little brash and that they feel he's a little too high-handed. Some think that he is quite he's not to be trusted, given his past, given the way he has presented himself, his political arguments, his political character, his appetite for power, the way he has treated people, particularly the way he's in and out between political parties. Now, it's interesting because Wike is not the only person of this sort of nature. But let's talk about maybe not just Wike, but the nature, the character of people in politics and what we think that they show us, what they teach us by their conducts, by their behaviors, and whether there's anything to learn about it. You see, it's one thing to say you support this party, you support that party. But if you're not really looking to the character of whether it's the character of the party or the character of the people who make up the party, our problems keep repeating itself. Our problems will keep repeating itself. And the only reason we're here is not because Wike is a singular problem. Let's just put it out there. Is because whatever it is that is creating the problem has been a consistent feature in our political lives. Let's talk. This message goes, the issue of land grabbing is nothing new. When all the politicians like this person who Oshinowo, Agbajabiamila, president, the senators, and the governors claimed all the land from health centers and schools in Ogudu and other places in Lagos, find out. It will be published soon. Okay, so I guess we have a few allegations against these men. But what is it about their character that tells us something that we all need to know and work towards preventing in order for what has been our past problem to not remain the future problem? Now, that's a deeper thing than just picking one person and scapegoating them for something we think they're doing wrong.
What's that station again?
Oh yeah, Demo, come by the bike. Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So like here we go.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one. You're listening tonight.
We remain loyal to bringing you the details and stories around the world.
The boys in that environment were just shooting up, pursuing them.
Shooting.
I escaped that place in a whisker.
Oh, AP, PDP, they are comedians.
I'm not going to come to this platform to campaign for anybody. I will not stand as a person in problem.
Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
It's 1 o'clock. The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Buluwatife Jegede with the news update. The federal government says foreigners who overstay their visas will face stiff penalties starting August 1, 2025. Interior Minister Dr. Olubunmi Tijojo is urging affected persons to use the new immigration amnesty portal opening in July to regularize their stay. He warned that after the deadline, offenders risk fines and possible re-entry bans. The move is part of ongoing immigration reforms, including a fully automated e-visa and e-passport system. The federal government is partnering with the UN to tackle mineral-related terrorism and money laundering. The Canada-backed project will help Nigeria track and prosecute illegal financial flows in the solid minerals sector. Minister of Solid Minerals, Dr. Dele Alake, says mining marshals and satellite monitoring are already helping to curb illegal mining and enforce mining laws. Troops of Operation Fasanyama have killed notorious terrorist leader Yellow Dambokolo in a gunfight in eastern Sokoto. Dambokolo, responsible for deadly attacks including the 2021 burning of travelers in Zamfara, died yesterday from injuries sustained in battle. The Director Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kange, in a statement, said that he was more feared than Bello Turji, as he had terrorized the region for years. He said that security forces are now hunting Bello Turji, urging public support to end terrorism. The late business icon Alhaji Aminu Dantata will be buried today, Tuesday, in Medina, Saudi Arabia. President Tinubu sent condolences via a delegation led by Defense Minister Badaru Abubakar. Dantata, who died Saturday at 94, will be interred as per his wishes. The U.S. Senate held an all-night vote on a massive budget bill boosting border and defense spending while cutting healthcare and food aid. Republicans are split over welfare cuts to fund tax breaks. The bill could add $3.3 trillion to the national debt. And finally, doctors in Gaza say thousands of babies could die as baby formulas runs out under Israel's blockade. At least 95 Palestinians were killed in fresh Israeli attacks, including 39 at a birthday party bombed in an internet cafe. Meanwhile, Hamas says it seeks a ceasefire but accuses Israel of stalling talks. If you have a news report that you want us to cover, call us on 01465 7175. That is 01465 7175. And that is all on the news. I am Buluwati Fe Jegede. So Sunny Side with Joyce continues.
It's not just the news or information.
It is more than you asked for.
What we ask is when you got to say this organization is meant to help us out, and the people working there are not helping us out. You have a situation where people say it's normal that if your husband doesn't beat you, then he doesn't love you.
Where madness seems to be normalized, you will become mad.
And more of the rush, you just can't stop.
It's the station for more talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone. If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow.
Is the sunny side.
They better know it.
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Open Thought Tuesday. Okay, so students have been out of school. Meanwhile, issues of land going back and forth is making the headlines. And you wonder when you hear the gist about where you are the leaders of tomorrow, or you're the future of tomorrow. How do they put? Now I'm out of rhythm because it's been a lie since they started telling it. So Abuja, we have primary school students out of school. You have protests ongoing. And then there's this huge gist about the allocation of property from Wike to his sons. I want to get your reaction to it. I want to get your reaction to the character of political players, and what you think you can learn. And if we're to change our future, what we need to change in order to change our problems. Good to have you. If you can hear me, hello. Can you hear me? I'm sorry I cannot hear you. You're going to have to... I sincerely do apologize. You're going to have to call me back. Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sister.
Okay, I can hear you. Afternoon to you. Welcome.
I'm from Water
Good to have you.
I have been crying. I want to first of all applaud you because your program since 2021 August, I don't play very well. I've opened my brain for research. I want to approach the Nigerian media that never you accept any intimidation, gagging, deviation from your work. Like their propaganda against the media. What we can say. You ask questions of what our Nigerian government and people in power teach us. They teach us neglect, teach us divide and rule, teach us religion and the class intimidation with the police and soldiers. They teach us plutocracy, oligarchy, and dictatorship in a democracy, a democratic government. Are you hearing me? Now, concerning what Wike is saying, sister, if Wike, hello? Hey there. If Wike did not allocate the property to his son, as people said, and he denied, if you think that he's going to allocate property, since 2015, is there anything this government agrees to? They don't agree to rule of law. They don't obey anything. It's using intimidation. You said that we are presenting Tinubu. Okay, if you say we are presenting Tinubu, Tinubu was shouting, applauding National Assembly in June 12th. So his body language is make me to misjudge him. Comparing education is very, very unfortunate. That's why I say I'm crying. They promise CMC. They promise good education. 3 months, all the whole thing they promise, they are not doing it. 26 July last year, they used soldier to surround the level to implement 70,000. They don't fit pay common 70,000. Renovate IBB, ICC, due to 1992 to Tinubu's name. Now, in conclusion, maybe they act as a command check, but to sit up. They are not better than us. They have opportunity. I make and technicalities and judiciary rigging. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you trust this investigation that we're all waiting for? Welcome to the show. How are you, Nigeria Info?
All right. Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you.
All right. My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling you from Ogba area.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
Okay. I just want to say that as long as Nigerians don't want to do the work that is needed, in order not to let their country fall into the hands of criminals, then criminals will continue to hijack the Nigerian state. That is very simple. Somebody asked a question: would you build a company that is viable and allow people of shady characters to to take over and be running the company for you? Nigeria is like a company. The shareholders are the citizens. But Nigerians seem not to be interested in the character of the kind of people who want to manage this company for them. And that is the reason why you see things going the way they're going. You cannot easily win elections if you are not a criminal. The more shady you are, the easier it is for you to to win elections in Nigeria. You saw what happened in Rivers State in 2023. Thousands, if not millions of ballot papers mutilated, typexed, overwritten, cancelled, and all of that. And people sat in the courts being judges, and they approved all of that as the right
result. Yeah.
Okay, so Nigerians are quiet over all of this, and they will continue to suffer it. They will continue to suffer it until they realize that they have the power to stop people of shady character from aspiring. They can aspire, but stop them at the ballot box. And when they manage to take power, continue to complain and make noise until they drop the power. Thank you.
Can I ask you, what's your hope from this investigation? Oh, I think I may have lost you. Because I'm glad that the presidency, decided to investigate this allegation against the FCT minister. But in the same breath, I find it utterly comical. I don't want to be the only one out here on the sunny side laughing about what the outcomes will be. But then again, it's probably also because we truly have to at least give this government a benefit of the doubt. Do you think that this investigation into the land allocation from Wike to his son is going to yield something in the positive? Oh, by the way, yeah, protest in Abuja. You would think that Wike would truly be getting down to the heart of the matter to why is Abuja still discussing 70,000 naira minimum wage. Wike, with all his might and the weight of his person, and at least the way he kind of postures that he is here to work for, I'm not sure, maybe the people at least. You would have thought 70,000 naira is nothing of a concern under his administration, and as such, it shouldn't have led to a protest that has gone on for so long and is affecting primary school children who have been out of school for months. Okay. Let's talk. Nigeria Info. Sorry, I lost you. The telephone lines appear to be jamming at this point. Forgive me. Hello, the Sunny Side. It's good to have you on radio this afternoon.
Thank God, bro. Yeah, good afternoon, Joy. I've heard your voice today. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good to have you. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Bless. Sorry, I forgot, please. My name is Bless. Concerning the Wiki and the people in the FCC, concerning about how the president will respond, anyhow he respond, every Nigeria will behave like that too. Even though the president side the Wiki or did not side him. Every Nigeria will behave like that. The reason why I said so is that I think yesterday, Marianne, one of his and the man that hold his program for him yesterday. Hello.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Hello.
I'm with you. I can hear you.
The man that officiated with him in his program yesterday. So the man, I asked the man the question. Look at how the man was behaving. He was even defending what is wrong. I asked him a question. Is it good to make peace? Look at how the man responded. Then from there I understand. The problem is from the workers that is in the government. It's not even the head of the people who are holding the position in the government office that is the problem. But all those minor one, the smaller position in the office of government, they are the major problem. Look at how the man responded. Defending what is wrong, saying that it's not even good to make peace. Someone came and decided to say we have dwelt in the Old Testament before, and nobody gained anything in it. Him did not gain anything. Wicked did not gain anything. He used his brain. Okay, let us come together and make peace. Let's see how things will move. Yeah. Because since nobody has gained anything in being fighting against one another, look at how now, if you are ask that man to go and judge, Wike and the people, how do you think that man will respond? Is it not the same thing? So one person now start blaming Tinubu. Even if Tinubu peradventure, join Weekend, they will be condemning Tinubu. Whereas then themselves also do the same thing. So everybody are all the same. So we should come together and to condemn what is wrong and what is good. We should decide what is good. So no, they're playing partial in one person, playing partiality every time. You try to get me. So you see now that man, it was a Merihan that did not allow me to ask him several questions. So I was asking many several questions for him to answer. How can you condemn someone did what is right? You are condemning it. Okay, men go carry gun and begin to fight everybody and they kill everybody. That is what we satisfy him. Let him do that. Let him. Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling. Okay, so we'll have to go to WhatsApp right now to hear what Nigerians have to say about this. And I'll wait for you.
Okay. This person said, my sister, birds of the same feather do what? Flock together. I haven't seen anyone that is in this APC government, both at state or federal level, including state and national assembly, that is not toxic. They all exhibit the character of their godfather, Bola Tinubu. None of them is humble in office. The power they snatched and grabbed and ran away with is literally intoxicating them. It says they don't see themselves as servants of the people. They see themselves as lord and masters. You cannot compare President Jonathan era with the APC government right from Buhari till date. Wike can only survive under a repressive and autocratic ruler like the one we have.
You know, I think Tinubu might be his own issue, right? I don't think that Tinubu is Wike's influence. Remember, Wike has been a governor. So if you look back at that Wike as governor, I don't think you would be saying, well, I don't think you would make his nature or his character the burden of Tinubu to bear, because I think Wike is truly deserving of judgment and criticism based off of the merits of his character and his actions, actually.
This person says, good afternoon, Joyce. This topic is no news. It's been normal theme amongst our leaders, military and civilians, Obasanjo, Atiku, Tinubu and family, Emefiele, Abacha, Abubakar, Salami, Babangida and many others. What's happening now is that they are now trying to outdo themselves, hence frequent attacks on one another. It is not only about land grabbing, but other assets belonging to all of us.
Yeah, so what does this leave us? I like the way you kind of put it when you say, well, it's not just this administration, it's something that's been happening, right? But where does this leave us? Because we're talking about a people who are being robbed with pen and paper. In the same breath, the reason I brought this up is because somewhere in my head, I'm trying to also manage the reality, how there's a protest going on in Abuja around education over the implementation of 70,000 naira minimum wage. And we appear to be on to, well, about our lives as though this is not something that's not just offending, but it honestly is a threat to the future of our collective lives. Nigeria Info.
This person says, Joyce, did you say FG to investigate Wike for allocating land to his children?
That's what's reported.
No, Wike will deny it, and the federal government will take his word for it. He won't help them grab. If they don't allow him grab, it's a cesspit of corruption at the top. It came for first stack. This person says, good morning, Joyce. My name is Tare, and my take is that the typical Nigerian politicians do not have character because their slogan is enter the office, swallow the people's wealth. For this weekend's saga, I reserve my comments for Mr. Tinubu's investigation. Mr. Tinubu and Wike will fall apart in the coming days.
So I guess you're looking forward to that blockbuster falling out. The sunny side. Open Thought Tuesday. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Joyce.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Emmanuel.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. I'm really sorry. You're going to have to call back. Nigeria Info is Open Thought Tuesday.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah. My name is Perry. I'm calling from Aware.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you. If you ask me, investigation, nothing will come out of the investigation. They are birds of same feather. They know what they are doing. It's happening all over the place, where they convert, public property, that was supposed to use for schools, for hospitals, and other public infrastructure to themselves, and they're building vast estates in those places. All over Lagos, name it. That's what has been happening over the years, and that's what Wike is doing, because they're all birds of same feather. I keep saying it until and unless we get a proper government that will retrieve all these assets back from them and return it back to the people. We'll continue like this. That is just the only solution. And they are so funny that they don't know that one day the proper government will come on board and take over these things and return it back to the people. It's just a matter of time. Thank you, Joyce. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. The sunny side. How are you? It's Open Thought Tuesday. While students are on the streets in protest because their teachers wouldn't teach them, who are underpaid or not have been paid. Yeah, Wike now in the news allocating property to his son, allegedly. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Jay.
The sunny side. It's Open Thought Tuesday.
Hello.
Good to have you.
Thank you. This is Jude.
Welcome, Jude.
Calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome,
yeah,
welcome, Jude.
You.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny hearing that the federal government they want to investigate Wike. I'm just asking myself, who is federal government than Wike? Wike is even like the president, because he talks to the media almost month by month more than the president. So I don't know the person. Is it Akpabio? All of us, we knew how he got, how he won the election. In fact, the person who somebody is in jail because of him, but Akpabio, who is the beneficiary of the crime, is still in the Senate. So I don't know who is the federal government. I don't know who is that person. Who is going to investigate him? Nobody. That is just PR. They are just just want to give Nigeria a topic to talk about.
Wow.
Nobody, not even the president, no, even the president knows that they cannot even investigate him. Don't forget that is dead on arrival. So Jesus told some people, he said, if who is the person to throw the first stone, all of them left. Not this kind of people. Maybe if another generation come to, but not these people. Who is there that will investigate? Who is the person that will ask the question? Joyce, well.
Thank you. He said, who is the federal government?
That's a very valid question. It sounds funny, but it's very valid.
Very valid question. It's like, who's the federal government?
And I hope that everybody is seeing all this drama and super opera, Z-World, telenovela combined in one. In our just one Nigeria, we're having comedy shows and everything in the place of power. So I hope that with these few points of theirs, you people will be able to come 2027 and actually do the right thing instead of collecting rice and beans and suffering for 8 more years or 4 more years. Let's continue.
And I think the tragedy of this rice and beans joke is that you collect rice and beans and you eat it. And whether it's true or not, we're still waiting for the government to investigate it. And whether it's 500 hectares or 1 million or 1,000 or it's 2,000, a man just can sit down in power and he can
do
just
whatever.
sign off something. So the question, who is the federal government, suddenly has probably become the most vital question that we all have to at least attempt to answer. It's Open Thought Tuesday. There are students on the streets and protest because their teachers are not in classes and the teachers can't teach because of a 70,000 naira minimum wage. Wike is king in Abuja. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good afternoon. Joyce.
If you can hear me, that is.
Thank you for your good job, Uzoma. Thank you, my sister. Yeah, beg, help me laugh. Who is going to investigate who? Oh my God, these people will not. If they will not stop making us to laugh. Joyce, look at that thing. Look at the small boy. They are giving so many acres of land for what? Anyway, this is Nigeria. Tomorrow, somebody else will take over and take that land from them. They will see. It will happen. All these things they are doing, putting their names. Those who build something, they don't put their names. They put their names up and down, up and down. Somebody will come tomorrow and fling everything and change it, change nonsense. See, people are on the streets here right now in Abuja. Where they are commissioning a toilet, commissioning a bedroom, commissioning this and that. They are out there now who have worked so hard, under sun, under rain. You did not pay them common 70,000 naira that you agree say are going to pay them. Now to allocate land, acres of billions to your son, neither they do. See, they will all pay for it too. They never know. Anybody who thinks that he's going to be a king god at River State is wasting time. He is just wasting time. He's just beating about the bush. The only person I know that has the
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
I sincerely do apologize for that break. I apologize to the lady who was with us on the telephone before that short interruption. Hello, Nigeria Info. It's Open Thought Tuesday. If you can hear me, hello.
Hello. Emeka is my name from Satellite Town.
Welcome, Emeka.
My dear, when you remember how these set of people rose to power, how they got to power, you need not be surprised at stories of this nature. Because true Democrats respect the will of the people right from the polling units. But when people snatch, grab, and run away with power, they do not serve you. Let us get that straight. They're not coming there to serve you. They're coming there to lord it over you and to tell you that you are insignificant in the scheme of things. Imagine what the media will be going through at this moment, both local and international, that while they're busy commissioning so-called projects our primary school pupils
It's
are
unbelievable.
out there protesting. This whole thing started, I think, how many days ago when Very Dark Man was even teaching them outside, making a mockery of the government.
Go ahead.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I had thought that with that embarrassment by VDM and the pupils, by now this issue would have been addressed. But again, it speaks to the nature and character of those who lead us and where their priorities lie.
It's not even funny.
You can imagine why they're paying so much attention to projects. Why they're paying so much attention to projects. Your guess is as good as mine because they know what to gain from commissioning projects. But the core, the heart, the root of our education system is left in shambles. And yet they claim that these are the future leaders of tomorrow. What future are you building? What character of leaders are you building? And talking about the investigation, whether land was allocated or expropriated to his children. Somebody asked the question, who is the federal government? Same question, I remember one Secretary of Government of the Federation, Babachi Bawa, I think, asked sometime under Buhari, that who is the federal government? That is the same question, and I love that question when that man asked that question. Who is the federal government beyond Wike? You see, Wike has been allowed to develop, assume a megalomaniac character, one that is larger than life, larger than the government he claims to represent. This is a man who grants press briefing even more than the president. This is a man who's always in the media week after week. So I wonder if anything's going to come out of that investigation. I doubt. But the question is, if you live in a glass house, would you want to throw stones? Who in this administration can be said to be clean? It's just one drama after the other. Every week we should be ready for it. But I just hope and pray that what is playing out in our political space, we the people who are being sacrificed at the end of the day, will understand that this is a battle between them and us. It's not about ethnicity, it's not about religion, it's not about political party, it is about them versus us. And until we realize that, it's not going to end. It's not going to end because the character of people, like one caller has mentioned, if you have a private sector, look at Nigerian Info, for instance. Why do you think you guys are doing well? You guys are doing well because you go for the best. You are intentional about the people you employ. You bring your employer. You're intentional about those who represent Nigerian Info. And Nigerian Info will continue to excel because you can't have OAPs like yourself, Kemi in the studio, Jimmy Disu, Sheriff Quadri, Kofi Battles, the next person who will be coming on now. Hard fact, these are people who are excelling in their chosen career. But when you decide to be careless or indifferent about those who represent your country, this is what you get. And ironically, we are busy junketing all over the world trying to attract investors. I wonder what my president will be thinking when he's out there and watching primary school pupils protesting. At the same breath, we're set to the commissioning project. How much are they even protesting for? 70,000 minimum wage. 70,000. So the question is, we Nigerians, whose sovereignty belongs to, we who are the bedrock of democracy, what do we think of what is going on? Are we tired of this suffering? Are we tired of this charade? Are we tired of this hypocrisy? Or want to allow it to continue? Because if we do not take a decision, Lady J, this drama will not end. Next year, after post-2027, we'll still be talking about it. 2030, we'll be talking about it, and on and on and on. So, but whether something will come out of this investigation, well, I'm not going to hold my breath. Right. I'm not going to hold my breath because Jesus Christ responded to the religious leaders of his day who wanted to stone and kill an alleged prostitute. He said, whoever amongst you that is without sin, cast the first stone. Thank you.
It's like, we're governed by sinners. Welcome, it's Open Thought Tuesday. Good afternoon to you, Nigeria Info. It's so good to have you. Join the conversation. If you can you hear me? I do apologize. The connection is bad. Can you hear me?
Okay. No. Okay, let me remove it from the. Hear me now.
Oh, yeah, sure. That would work if you do that.
So the problem is that I want to ask this question. As according to the man, who is the federal government? Do we have federal government in this country? Because what I'm seeing today, everybody are moving in one lane. Like there's nothing like judiciary, nothing like INEC, nothing like federal government.
There is. I mean, you may not like the version that exists or that presents itself to you. There is. I mean, there's INEC, there's federal government.
I don't think so. Nigeria has INEC and federal government for me. Because the way everything is going, I don't think that we have that. Because considering the election, doing everything, if you look at it, you know. Actually, another thing we are saying, everybody keeps saying Nigeria should be voting for social this and that before they can get it. If you can look, you just see it. There's nothing like if you vote today, nothing will. The vote will not count and anything. So nobody's going to investigate anything. They are just using it to just making it to look like they are doing something. Because for me, there's nothing like investigation or anything. Wike looks like a president in Nigeria today.
But he is not the president. The president is Tinubu, and Tinubu has, instructed an investigation be carried out. What are you looking forward to? Well, are you even looking forward to the investigation? I think I should be looking forward to that.
Okay, let's see the outcome. How to with that, because what I believe, nothing will come out of it.
You don't think
they are just using because secondly, if you can look what is happening today, Wike look like he's the one is the president in the country today. He moved the president anyhow. He want to commission something, everything. He speak out anyhow. He's talking anyhow. Like he speak with Nigeria. He will do whatever he wants. You can see he's the one that's the president today in Nigeria. Even just like the first state of emergency, if you can see, it's been good at the place. They just bring past president to say it. That is it. So just what is happening in Nigeria today, to be sincere, I weep for Nigeria.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Rather than Nigerians weeping, I think there's something that is rather consistent in the character of the men in political offices. And I think that's exactly what we have to look at and maybe attempt to make sense of. Because the next time, imagine we're here trying to figure out, well, primary school students have been out of class for more than 90 days. And the gist is, well, the minister is busy with other more interesting, priorities than concern himself with 70,000 naira minimum wage. I mean, that's supposed to be said, right? And then there is this whole allegation of, he gave his Now, it may be that he didn't, but then we don't even know for certain. Even the presidency doesn't know, so the presidency is asking for an investigation. So while we wait, doesn't it concern us as Nigerians that even in 2025, this issue of protest, educational protest, back in the day was very common with universities. Now we're having situations where primary schools, what are we even doing in a world that's going tech, in a world where people are changing curriculum to adjust their education to fit into the functionality of an upward moving society. We're still dealing with old curriculums. Worse, we're not on time, because think about how much time these young students would have lost. Think about what this system of education even does to them psychologically. I think in Nigeria, we don't quantify the psychological impact that chaos or disorder takes on the Nigerian. And maybe they say we're resilient because we tend to suffer and adapt, and
that's our problem.
Adapt.
That's the problem.
And when people glorify our adaptation to madness, people look at us and wonder, well, it's a good thing that you know how to adapt, but if half of this happens to me, I break down and the government pays me for breaking down. I mean, primary school students are on strike for the life of me. Like, what does that even mean? What are we taking young people through? Their mates are learning how to assemble robots.
Imagine.
They barely have electricity. Kemi doesn't have electricity.
Don't.
It's Open Thought Tuesday. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Kenny. My name is Rita, calling you from last year. Joyce, who is federal government? Let me define this. federal government is who? Mr. President, Wike, and standing by his mandate, and the judiciary. Yes, that's federal government. And see, what is Wike doing with road? Imagine student Joyce. I am here planning. It's not as if I am laughing at the student. Planning of my child graduation in the next 2 weeks. And in fact, for the whole term, they don't learn anything. They are on strike. While others are planning for their children to graduate from school. Because it's summer. Yes. Imagine that. 70,000 naira. And you are busy doing road. Imagine those days I could remember my parents would say, even if the governor did not do anything, at least we have road. What is road now? Those days, I would say they've done road now. At least, even if they do not do anything, we'll have good road. What is the road now? When you have a good road and your child is not educated, their own children are there, over there in abroad, going for commerce, doing everything. See, the only person that will bring down the president is Wike, and it's going to happen. That is it.
No, but Wike can't bring down the president. He's not strong enough.
Joyce,
By the way, why do you want the president to come down?
See, it is not even Wike that he put there, that is standing on his mandate, will be the only one to still bring him down. Let's see what I see in this Nigeria. I'm telling you.
But no, the president is a strong guy. Just because he's old doesn't mean he doesn't have, the weapons of fashion against Wike.
See.
I mean, I know politics is dirty. I can imagine all the places your imagination has gone. But Wike is, he's a strong guy. But the president himself is he's not a guy who would slack,
Joyce, let me tell you. The secret of the president is in Wike's hand. The secret of Wike is in the president's hand. So at the end of the day, the fight will continue, and I'll be happy watching it. I'm telling you.
I think Nigerians are just low-key waiting for Wike and Tinubu to fight.
We're codedly waiting for that series episode.
This is very interesting.
Thank you so much
for calling.
It will unfold.
Wow. Who knew that somewhere in the recesses of your heart is Nigeria already plotting the... But you know the thing about this political guy, they never really fight. They never really fight.
So I think that they fight, but before it gets out, they call themselves to others. Someone's like, well,
that's not
if you cast him, nobody will be able to collect anything again. Just calm down. Calm down. We'll settle it inside the house. So I think they do their fights in-house. They don't let us see that.
That's hardly
so if they are that cooperative, why can't Nigerians talk as one? That's my problem. Why are we doing the opposite of what they are doing? Let's all do the same thing. If they can fight inside and appear as, we are one, very together, then let's do the same thing here. Because we are the ones suffering. That's just the truth.
There's nothing as interesting as that Dangote refinery drama that played out. Did you see how quickly a resolution was reached? We don't even know who got the short end of the stick. We just know that somehow they disagreed and finally they agreed. NNPC this way, the government that way, Dangote this way. Somehow there's a movement forward. You see that? I'm just saying, if you're waiting for a fallout politically, it's not going to.
We need to really.
Let me tell you, a lot of people have said El Rufai is offended at the Tinubu administration because the Tinubu administration absorbed him into the administration.
They didn't carry him along. I heard that.
So if you think about it, those who hold that sentiment may truly just have a point, because if El Rufai was in this administration, would he really be mad going about town promising that Tinubu is not going to be president in 2027? No, because it's his administration. The only reason he's offended, the only reason he's not campaigning for Tinubu today is probably because he's not on that administrative list, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, he makes a case that it is the character of Tinubu that he held onto before that is informing his grievances today. But some other people think otherwise. But whether we know what it is or whether we don't, I just think some patterns are repetitive enough for us to understand that these guys really don't fight. They don't. These El Rufai that's mad today, 2027, if Tinubu's probably like, you know what?
Let's give you a seat.
Yeah,
let's give you something.
You can sit here. You can become this minister. Blah 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 blah.
Everybody will be quiet.
It's still on this sunny side. We will bring that conversation,
and we'll come and talk.
Open Thought Tuesday. Okay, let's go to WhatsApp then. Our friends on WhatsApp have a thing or two or three to say.
They have a lot. Okay, this person says, Joyce, Wike has the power to do anything and it was given to him by the president. Remember, a deal was made. I give you River State votes, you make me Minister of Abuja. This person says, Joyce and Sister Kevin, Nigeria will be a better place if we can overcome Tinubu, Akpabio, and Wike. These are the three elements bedeviling the country. This person says, Wike was busy commissioning projects while workers were not paid for months. What a shame. Well, I'm not surprised for such a thing happened when he was governor of River State. Such a thing happened when he was governor of River State. So have a great day, Joyce. This person says, Open thoughts. I can't doubt Wike's alleged land grabbing. Something happened in Port Harcourt when he wanted to take over a school land. Nothing will come out of Tinubu's investigation of Wike's grabbing. Politicians don't care because people are docile.
To be fair to Tinubu, because I know that it's a little hard to kind of make a defensive statement for the APC. He can't be everywhere at any time, and he cannot utterly monitor the avarice of these other political appointees that he has within his political list, right? Or within the administration. It's just so unfortunate that there's even so much the president can do. I'm honestly excited at this. Let's investigate Wike. It's just that in the same breath, I don't know what he's going to tell us. So out of curiosity, I thought I need to know what Nigerians think about, the Tinubu administration saying that they're going to investigate this allegation against Wike. And it would be good to see what comes out of it. But to be fair to him, he can't quite manage all. He can't. And maybe I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the system. Maybe it's also the corruption that has tainted everyone within the political corridors. That is truly, really difficult to punish corruption. So even if he finds something, what do we want him to do? Well, will he find something, and what will he do? An open-ended question is the only way to leave it. I feel that maybe he would like to do something to show that as president, he speaks and stands against corruption, but will he do it? If he finds something?
Well, fingers crossed. This person said, Joyce, are you aware that the same Wike was once Minister of State for Education in this country? And yet, he cannot handle a small matter of primary school teachers' salary payments within his own territory. It's so embarrassing. I do hope he personally is embarrassed too. The Wike under Jonathan is different from the Wike under Tinubu. They are two completely different persons.
It's truly embarrassing, to be honest, if we're in 2025 still in this minimum wage of 70,000 naira.
Wow.
I can't even begin to put it in words how embarrassing it is that what we did to Nigerian children in the 80s and the 90s, maybe they didn't even go on strike as much as what we're doing to children in 2025.
They didn't go, had life soft though. This person says, Joyce, this country has been shared amongst the few. This person says, Joyce, okay, talking about the investigation, nothing will come out of it. It's just a deceit. This person says, based on investigation, nothing will come out of it because before Wike allocated such land, don't be surprised that Mr. Tinubu has more share. This person says, nothing is coming out of the investigation. Don't forget that Wike has a huge assignment for Mr. President in 2027 to destroy PDP and grab and snatch Abuja and River State for him in 2027. We are in it together. This person says, our ruler went to St. Lucia to give full scholarship to his new citizens while children in his backyard are at home, and his higher institution citizens are giving loans for others to die under the burden of a high fee. Does this guy think at all? This person says, come 2027 and do the right thing. People will still go and do the left thing. This person says, hello Joyce, it's not ironic that a government that is busy praising itself on the so-called roads it has constructed is unable to pay a 70,000 naira minimum wage to a teacher. Wike should be reminded that great men don't always last. This person says, "Hi Joyce, this issue is actually very deep. It goes beyond just corruption and bad leadership. I think it's about the mindset and cultural indoctrination. Please, could you probe deeper into this, Joyce? Why is our mentality so different from that of the Uyghurs? Why do we think like beggars and slaves? Why do we thank our leaders for giving us the bare minimum of what we deserve, like they are doing us a favor? Is it about our cultures that have made us so docile? Our history? If you think it's just about having one bad leader after another, then you aren't thinking critically and deeply enough. Please, let's investigate this deeper. If we don't get to the root of this, nothing will change. You can't force people to have more self-worth. It must come from within."
A very interesting notification there, really. But are you asking me to investigate?
I said that you should go and investigate.
I really bring these topics to the radio station for Nigerians to truly just feel what's in the air that they breathe. Like to just hear it, to feel, walk in it. You walk, sleep, you have sex, you give birth to children in this atmosphere, just so that you know. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? The rest of the interrogation as to the logicality, the sensibility, the root cause of the problem is your burden to bear, because you're all going to make a decision on that come next election. So that's for you to decide.
Okay, this person says, "Joyce, investigate Wike, please. That's like Tinubu slapping its own shadow. The man called Wike is practically the engine oil in Tinubu's rickety 2027 political machine. How do you question someone you just glorified as walking along the path of a renewed hope mantra? Until Nigerians stop mistaking deception for leadership, we will keep ending up with the same tired options. Wike in power, Tinubu on the throne, or God forbid, someone worse." This person says, "See the president wade in Rivers matter. Did he wade into the Abuja strike under his nose? Who will investigate Wike? Have you forgotten how APC got to Also Rock? You go bite hand, way feed you."
Yeah, like the president. What has the president said about the issue of education in Abuja?
Yeah, and then he's going to Rivers to settle issue.
Yeah, well, let's go to the telephone lines. Kemi, you have to hold your breath. If you're on WhatsApp, we're moving. The messages are a lot, but please bear with us. Open Thought Tuesday.
Good afternoon, Joy.
Afternoon to you.
Yeah, it's Joseph from Badagry Houses, your Ferrari man. Yes, I don't blame any person that our president, because you should know the type of human being Wike is. Wicked. I don't really know the full name. You know, one time I've told you that these people that is ruling us, they are in court. They are member. So they are out to punish the wicked, the Nigerians. They are not there for us. They are politicians. What is paining me there now again is election 2027. Instead of all of us to team together, party, they are sharing themselves. That means if you share yourself, you did not team up together. Yes?
Yeah.
They are sharing themselves up and down. They will not team up now. They say this one is APC, this one is PDP, this one is this. How can you win again? After you share yourself, they are one accord. They will still win, but I don't pray for them to win. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Let's go to WhatsApp. Hello, WhatsApp caller. How are you? Tell us your name.
Hello, Joyce. Good
afternoon to you.
My name is Uche. I'm calling from the UK.
Welcome,
I spoke
Uche.
to you yesterday. Yeah. Joyce, you see, well, I didn't start from the beginning, but I think I've listened enough to understand exactly the topic under discussion. Now, Joyce, you see, what you are discussing today partly reflects what we talked about yesterday. Now, I'll tell you what is going to happen or what will likely happen. The Wike issue with regards to allocation of landed properties or plots of land to his sons. Don't forget that a few weeks ago or a few months ago, There were pictures of him going to the villa, to see the president with his sons. Nobody knows what was discussed or what was on the table and all that. That's an aside anyway. It may not even have anything to do with that. But the point I'm trying to make is this: Wike will not be investigated. Whatever the president has said is just for our consumption, for the public, so that we get a perception that, okay, maybe something is going to happen, or maybe there's been a serious effort made. He's not going to be investigated. And the reason is simple. As long as the president still needs him, don't forget that the plot, the machinations for 2027 has started in earnest. As long as the president still needs him, it's a no issue. It's a non-issue. He will only be investigated if at a point the president feels that, okay, I don't need this man anymore. And then for people to feel or to get the impression that I have a positive image, let me look into his case. That's the way Nigeria works. A lot of people don't understand these things. But as long as he still needs the man for obvious reasons, politically, it's a non-issue. So let's not even go there.
Wow.
And then it's sad that, like you said, I don't know, the gravity of the protest now, if it's a very massive protest. People are complaining about poor salaries, lack of payment for basic things. Primary school, just like you rightly stated, Joyce, primary education in advanced world, they are teaching kids how to assemble robots and all that, how to use AI and all that in primary schools. But in Nigeria, in a situation where there's even, you don't even have power supply, you're not even talking about that. Every day you spend millions of naira on newspaper front pages advertising what I would describe as nonsense. You tie a 2-kilometer road, you celebrate it. You say you want to flag off a small bridge that leads to nowhere. It's on the papers, spending millions, but you can't even take care of the basic thing. That's it. Just like one of the callers said, they don't care about the people because the people were not actually involved in the process that brought them to where they are. So it's like I told you yesterday, Joyce, it's not a democracy. Unfortunately, Nigerians are still yet to understand it. They are still yet to understand that they are not in a democracy. There's something else going on. And they are still yet to understand the fact that for as long as they keep tolerating these people who have decided to call themselves leaders, it will continue to go wrong. And I just hope and pray that at one point in time, Nigerians will realize the truth. But the Nigerians that I know, look at what is going on now. Just like you rightly said, if El Rufai was in Tinubu's cabinet, if he had been offered that ministerial appointment that was promised him, would he be saying all these things he's saying? Hell no, he won't. He will not. He will say everything and defend everything and tell you why Tinubu's government is the best thing after sliced bread. But today he's coming out to say this is the worst government, this and that, because he's not part of them for now. Well, it's a sad story, my sister.
Thank you so much, really, for calling. And I'm glad that every Nigerian is listening. And we're aware, and this has to inform our decision the next time we gather at the polls again. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. We're going to go off on a break for a short break. Yep. We're off on a break. We'll be right back. Open Thought Tuesday. Remember, at 2 o'clock after the headlines, we want to talk about defining the table in the social construct. What do you bring to the table? We'll be right back.
Station again.
Oh, yeah, no. Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So, like, here we did talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one. You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
Hey Lagos, don't forget that you too can win money on here on Nigeria info courtesy of oneplay.ng. Now, I know I have said this time and time again, but I mean, does the money ever get too much? All you have to do is go to the website www.oneplay.ng. That's numeral oneplay.ng. And when you get to that website, pick your station, Nigeria Info, follow the instructions, and in a few seconds, your ticket will be in the draw. A ticket is 500 naira, so you can play with 500 naira or more. And if you don't have a smartphone, well, not to worry. All you have to do is dial the code *347 *880 *3#. *347 *880 *3#. Now, playing with 500 naira or more can also get your tickets in the draw. Now, remember that the more you play, the better your chances of winning every day. There's money to be won on the Money Crossfire. There's money to be won on WhatsApp Lagos. 3 people, in fact, win 25,000 naira on the WhatsApp Lagos show. And on Sunnyside, there's money to be won on there as well. Yes, there's also money to be won on Game On shows, weekday, weekend, money everywhere. But that's not even all, because every Friday there's a jackpot of 50,000 naira per show, and you, my dear, can get some of that money. All you have to do is make sure you're playing during the week, and automatically you get qualified for the weekly jackpot. Remember, your chances of winning are still the same, so whether you're playing on a smartphone with the website www.oneplay.ng, or you're doing it on a dataless phone or a small phone, yes, that small touchlight phone. If you're dialing the code *347 *880 *3#, either ways, your chances of winning are still the same. Okay, remember to play responsibly, Lagos. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're under 18, this is not your group chat. Please, you can now excuse us. All right then, 18 and above, let's start playing and let's start winning. There's money on ground. Do you want to get it?
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
We're back. It's Open Thought Tuesday, 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's about 2 minutes before the top of the hour. We have to bring to you the news headlines at that time. Kemi needs to rush right back to WhatsApp. There are lots of messages.
Okay.
We have to do what we can in the next few minutes.
Try. All right. Tinubu appears to have been through with Wiki and they're trying to investigate him in order to do away with him. It's possible to investigate him in order to do away with him. That's this person's theory.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't. Well, let's wait for the investigation. I mean, I think now we're all curious as to what could be found.
Mm-hmm. Joyce, good afternoon. Where is National Union of Teachers all over Nigeria? Go on strike forever until the teachers are treated well.
But what about the students? So you see, you know what's really I've noticed in Nigeria. If your child is properly situated in a school system, you can give them an additional extracurricular activity that can help their knowledge. But when your child it keeps getting thrown about within the curriculum, the system, their minds are not even settled enough to learn the one that they are supposed to learn. How much more the additional?
Extra that you're
because I
giving
think
them.
right now, besides like the regular, instituted educational system, you can actually get something in on the side for the child to learn.
Yeah.
But when they're not mentally stable, and I think we really undermine what stability does psychologically to a person's learning. And it's so unfair because this is how we disadvantage the people of the future, where systematically we give them less, prepare them subpar for a system that goes through consistent and repeated refinement. So imagine what a Nigerian who has been disadvantaged by the system would be like in the future when they step out into the world to compete with their peers. So that's why stability is necessary. But even more comically, 70,000 naira minimum wage? Wow. Still a conversation? It's 2 p.m. It's Open Thought Tuesday on Nigeria Info. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The headlines is next.
And current affairs.
He recommends that INEC should not be a defendant when we have election petitions.
Together, we'll have a great conversation and more.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, it is 2 p.m. And of course, here are some of the headlines that we are tracking. I am Buluwati Jegede. Federal government sets to enforce visa overstay penalties from August 1. Nigeria and UN join forces against mining-linked terrorism and money laundering. Senate calls for urgent tech upgrade in education and healthcare. Troops kill notorious terrorist leader Yellow Dumbukolo in Sokoto. 10 Boko Haram fighters neutralized in Ran Gamboru offensive. Federal government sets August 1 deadline for visa overstay crackdown. Boundary Commission vows to strengthen border governance. Federal Capital Territory Administration workers continue protest despite heavy rain. Kogi ranks 5th in lowest domestic debt and secures 15 mining licenses. Aminu Dantata to be buried today in Saudi Arabia. PDP and APC ramp up preparations for national conventions. Peter Obi vows one-term presidency. President Tinubu launches scholarship scheme for Caribbean students. NNPCL reports 6.008 trillion naira revenue for May 2025. African Development Bank and Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank renew pact for African infrastructure development. Deadly heat wave sparks red alerts and closures across Europe. U.S. Senate holds all-night vote on controversial budget bill. Thousands of Gaza babies face starvation as milk supplies dwindle. Israeli troops expand ground invasion in Khan Yunis. Netanyahu plans to visit U.S. next week for talks with Trump. Israeli forces destroy homes in Gaza City and Rafah. And in Sports Club World Cup shocker, Man City Inter crash out early. If you have any news that you want us to cover, call us on 01465 7175. That is 01465 7175. I am Buluwati Jegede. The Sunny Side with Joyce continues.
Your quest or gist, your request.
Yeah.
Well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow.
Is the Sunny Side.
They better know it.
With Joyce.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens.